Our distinguished speakers, Mr. CTO of Arjit, Mr. Pankaj Sehgal, ex-CTO of Havells, and Mr. Arjit Aggarwal, head of the Indirect Solutions.
Hello everyone, my name is Pankaj and I am CTO at Circle. First of all, I would like to thank both of you for taking your time and sharing your visions and your take on this specific topic. It would be insightful for a lot of people here and online. With that said, I'd like to introduce the topic to the audience first. So the topic is beyond the bottom line, leveraging AI and automation for sustainable costing strategies. In today's world, where market competitiveness is increasing day by day, every organization which is reducing costs, maintaining time. With industries like automotive is more complex than the other industries, and also there is a changing customer dynamic. So with that, we have seen that AI and automation is no longer a need, but it is rather it's no longer a choice, rather it's a need that we need to have in the organizations. So having said that as a topic, I would like to introduce Mr. Arjit and Mr. Pankaj for being here. Sir, so I'll start with the conversation with the topic. So, how like what it starts with a very basic question. So, how you have seen AI in automation transforming procurement? If you can share some real life ideas with with the people here, it would be really helpful. Over to you, sir.
Sounds good. Thanks, Samuel. Thanks for taking your time today. Really appreciate you bringing out this, I would say, an interesting topic, Samuel, because I've been in this industry for almost now 25 years. Actually, what I feel is AI, or at least a Gen AI, is no longer a choice, but has become a hygiene, right? See, Samuel, and you asked that any example to quantify how AI is critical and important for maintaining the bottom line of an organization. See, all of us in a procurement scenario work towards finding the right cost for our organization and for the right partnership. So just think about it, where does this right cost and right partnership come from? It's primarily from, I would say, the intelligence brains of multiple buyers, suppliers who are working alongside, is what this intelligence comes out for. So just think about this intelligence buyer right on a click of a button rather than waiting for, let's say, a day or week. And I was sitting into a leadership meeting a week back, and I was just remembering the days when I used to sit in those board discussions. And one of the board members asked me a question that was, what is that particular data point which you want to talk about? And I just need to just send messages to my team sitting outside. I've got my buyers, my data analytics sitting outside, right? And giving that data point to us, but that's so very easy, seamless, just putting a query on an AI solution and you have your information immediately. Now that's something easier said than done. The most important part is how are you using and leveraging these solutions which are sustaining your business cases. AI for me is not just a fancy word. It's a methodology to empower my buying ecosystem to ensure that the insights that might get missed out from a human being. How can I get those insights and make my buyer more intelligent, more focused to work upon the thing? So that's my insight.
That's a wonderful take on the specific topic and especially tracking the data points. And Pankaj sir, do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah, first of all, thanks, Arjit, for bringing out very key nuances out of the AI topic, and thanks, Tanmay and Pankaj, for having us here today. When we talk about Gen AI per se and the role of Gen AI into procurement work, I think first of all, I think everybody knows that AI is not a choice today. And what everybody feels is that should I work on AI, should I not work on AI, what will happen? Some people are very afraid that AI, if I start using AI, I might lose the job. I think very popular saying is that AI is not going to take your jobs. It is the people who know the AI might take your jobs. That means you will have to learn the AI very fast in order to be with the flow and be up to date with the situation. When we talk about procurement, purchasing, and the involvement of AI into that, very clearly the avenues are enormous. You start from very basic thing about supply selection, as Arjit also mentioned about it. You need to have those predictive analysis which is available, which will be the food for the AI tool, is going to help you identify which suppliers can help you in terms of the sustainable sourcing strategies for the future. That is point number one. So supplier selection comes first. The second thing one comes is in terms of contract management, in terms of costing strategies. This is something, costing strategy is something which AI is not doing today. But this is the future, and I think for Tanmay also, I think this is something which we need to understand, that how AI can work in terms of negotiation and cost optimization. Another basic thing is about spend rationalization, spend optimization, the analysis in terms of understanding what kind of things I buy and what I can buy in the future. That very basic work will be done by AI. It is already being done by AI nowadays. And something which is going to be the language, which we are not doing today. So this is also something which AI is going to help us in terms of evaluating the supplier performance, and based on that, you are going to give the niche coming business. So I think going forward, I think lots and lots of work is being done on AI, and specifically to merge AI with the procurement strategies is something which we need to work upon. And I think software per se, on the automation side, the cost it right, if they have built an excellent tool, I think this should be an extension to the cost it right, and you should start immediately in terms of having the module of AI built into your cost and right. I think that is going to really make a big difference in terms of helping the procurement team. India, in terms of saying that, okay,
we all are at time prices. So the way at least I find this entire ecosystem is very critical, and that's where AI is adding up. And there was a beautiful quote said by somebody anonymous. I don't know the name of that individual. He said, at times there were people who were running the cars. Then came horses, and then came the cars. That does not mean the job of the horses or the people have gone. It's the way to look at it. These jobs have further advanced in his entire journey, and this is that disruption. I'm sure.
So I would.
Yeah, please, please.
It is going to be an intense service, so don't interrupt us in between. I think it is good to have such enriching ideas coming here. What Arjit mentioned about specifically about this being another milestone in the lives of the people. We have seen internet and we are seeing the AI, and this is going to be a threshold again, a threshold where technology is going to take a very big leap, very big leap, and he mentioned about collaboration. See, you develop co-pilots, you develop AI co-pilots. What is AI? You will have to put some intelligence in a system so that the intelligence in the system is going to help you in terms of your future working, right? So we will have to work very collaboratively with the AI so that the best comes out of the two. We cannot do it in isolation. We cannot sit here and the AI tool is working on their own. No, internet was developed by us. After all, we are humans. We are developing things. So we should not be afraid. Rather than we should take this as another technology breakthrough, and we should collaborate so that we will be more efficient going forward. That is what I want to say.
That is like, and we would like to keep it in a free flow only as a conversation. So there, like, because all of you are leaders, so you understand from a different perspective as to AI as a friend, but not as a friend. But there are a lot of smaller companies that are, or smaller automotive companies which are tier one suppliers and tier two suppliers. They, and some of them are connected online with us. So for companies like that, how can they start? What should be their first or baby steps into adopting artificial intelligence into their organizations? So what would be, like, what should be a quick wins for them? Is what we would like to understand.
It's just a change of mindset, Tanvir. Nothing more than that. Nobody, no businessman, no entrepreneur would want to run a business at loss, right? And AI, for sure, for all right reasons, right, is going to add up to the P&L of an organization. The only key difference, in my view, which we should think about is just not get fascinated with the word AI and keep on looking out anything and everything, wherein we just have AI written over there. Look for the right use cases, and I'm sure every single use case which is there can provide more value to an entrepreneur, to a startup. And it's the other way around. I'm seeing the startups coming up these days when I'm meeting out my partners. I'm seeing my partners talking more about co-pilots. And like I said, internet, it just took the word internet and it bombarded a lot of information. Similarly, AI or co-pilot on there, right? Co-pilot, interestingly, was a term identified by Microsoft. And then it just went on like anything, everything which is coming as a use case. And now we treat it as a co-pilot. So my sense is it's just a change in mindset. Like Pankaj said, don't get threatened with it. Just feel collaborated, enriched, because this is what is going to stay. Believe it or not, this is what is going to stay. Now we have to just ensure how do we enrich ourselves more. How do we, I would say, expedite our career growth path. Our industry growth path using AI is all what we need to think about.
That's again a great take on the same topic.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Adding to what has been already spoken, and Tanvir's question was more in terms of the tier one suppliers and how do they adopt this challenge of AI. The challenge is definitely there, because if we are talking about companies who could be 5,000, even 500 crores turnover, 10,000 crore turnover, maybe they are looking at more in terms of the ROI, which an investment into AI is going to give you. And these are not very large groups. So there is always a pushback. There is always a wait and watch situation kind of a thing, that okay, let other people adopt, I will wait, and then I will try to look into it. But I think more progressive organizations which I have seen, many of our suppliers who have that knack towards technology, and they feel with a very progressive mindset that if you have to work, you can work today, even though at a very slower pace, but you should be aware about what is happening. And for these kind of tier one suppliers, I think, as Arjit said, I think the change of mindset is very, very important. I think people cannot wait and watch. This is the time where you can't see that, okay, मैं देखता हूँ पहले कैसे चलता है कि फिर मैं adopt करूँ. So I think that is not the time. You will have to be with the flow. You will have to understand, but at the same time, developers like Softwood will have to think how you can make it more economical for these tier one suppliers, so that their inhibition towards investing large amounts of money in this kind of a technology is taken care of. But at the same time, that is also going to give you an advantage, because these tier one suppliers are on one. So if you cater to them, you are actually catering to the complete ecosystem, and the complete supply chain is catered to. So I think that you can keep in mind.
So there is one more key point is how vertically and horizontally integrating our supplies. Right. That's why you for that matter. What we need to understand, what are pain points? What is that area or the use case which can generate efficiencies not only for tier one but for the entire food chain? The moment we tap up that particular use case, the world is open. Just think about it. Today, when I write a mail, I really don't need to think about how do I write a mail. I just go on that AI tool of we use Gmail. I just go on that and click it over there, and the entire mail is there in front of me. I don't need to see what is happening in that conversation. The AI tells me that this is what has happened, this is what you should look down. And then I act accordingly. It's just an expedited mode. To find the right use cases is the key.
Okay. So, like now we talk about like how organization should adopt AI, and it is something which one would classify as a change of mindset upon also having the right solutions in their mind. So setting that topic aside, let's say if we come back to a bigger organization, let's say as big as Innowiz or as big as Havells, there are a lot of stakeholders that are involved in that specific discussion of artificial intelligence and getting the right tool to the right teams or getting them used to that specific tools. So what are the key challenges that you all, what are the challenges that a new AI solution in an organization?
Honestly speaking, for me, I'm not facing any challenge because as an organization, as a leadership team, we are very tech savvy kind of people over there. The only thing is, when you say ROI, for all good reason, any organization will look for an ROI before investing. But the key is how much you believe on a tech. I believe that the tech is the right investment for today, which you are doing today, for the right set of outcomes that you want to reap in the future. From that perspective, till the time the teams are focused, the teams are clear, there is clarity in the thought that this is what we want to achieve and this is where we want to use AI. Right? I don't think so. There are too much challenges, but again, in any scenario, change management is very critical. And the way at least I see this, anybody and everybody is involved in a change management. We as leaders should be able to answer one question, which is what is in it for me? Right? The person who is going to be impacted with that change, how is he getting benefited out of that change? The moment you are able to sell across that message, believe me, humans are a great set of creators. Right? They'll find their way out.
I would also like to add here, it is good that Arjit did not face any challenge, but we faced challenge. We faced a lot of challenges. And I will put 1, 2, 3 out there. What was the biggest challenge, and then coming down to the next one. One biggest challenge definitely is the ROI, which he mentioned about it. I think management looks at what kind of return I'm going to get on this investment. I personally feel, okay, this is my personal view, in case of implementing any technology project, I think ROI should not be the sole considerator and the sole decision-making point. If you are convinced that okay, this is for the future, and I have to implement this technology platform, I have to implement the AI platform, then ROI should not be taken into consideration. I think that is not the important point. But yes, many managements think about it, and they are very much focused in terms of मैं 1 करोड़ रुपए लगा रहा हूँ, मेरे को 1 का 2 का मिलेगा. And it is very difficult. I think everybody would have seen that. Translating an ROI of a software project is not very easy. What comes to anybody's mind is to calculate the ROI. कितने लोग कम होंगे, उनकी manpower cost निकाल दो. I think that's not the right. Second one definitely is data availability. Availability in the organization is very scattered. It is available in bits and pieces. It is available here, or it is available in the emails. It is not centrally kept. There is no repository out there, and you will have to give that input to the tool. That is very important, and we know garbage in, garbage out, right? So quality of the data and availability of data is another challenge. And the third challenge is collaboration. Definitely any work is not complete with the collaboration of the teams. Here, the collaboration is multifold. Why? Because you have to involve the digital team in your company. You will have to involve the suppliers out there, you will have to involve the different factories, you will have to involve the central procurement team. There are so many stakeholders which have to really contribute in terms of making this a success. So changing that mindset, and as Arjit also mentioned, it's a change management, it's a big change management program. So changing that thought process and convincing people in terms of making this happen, and this is for the benefit for the next 10 years to come, is the role of leaders, is the role of all our leaders, and that is, I think, one of the main challenges. So these three challenges are something which we face, and I think everybody should be prepared for it, so that you don't, you prepare in advance when you implement these kind of things.
So, just I'll ask one last question, considering the time that we have. So, this is what is happening currently, and there are a lot of cases that can be built into, built in future. So, what are, if I say one idea, is something that you think AI is something that will be really helpful. So what would be that? Just one idea if you have to say out loud. Not that if you are working on it, of course. But yes, if there is an idea that you would like to shout out, that would be really helpful.
See, then I may not be able to talk about one idea because, as I said earlier, we are a set of tech-savvy people. We believe more on tech. So I have a set of team who keeps on working on all those use cases. But I'll just say one thing, customer centricity. Anything which we do, any organization, any tech, anything which we are doing should be solving the customer centricity purpose. Right? If you have a happy customer, your EBITDA, your P&L, your profitability increases. If you're not solving the right problems or the challenges of the customer, right? That's where you need to think about. So whatever we are doing, our entire approach, and there are a couple of, I would say, themes on which we are working, but the umbrella is customer centricity. That's it.
That's a customer, I think, plays a very important role in the entire use case of an or of any supply chain.
Just think about it. You take your bike to a service center. You get data as customer, you get additional benefits. You get code, you get discounted. Immediately after that, these are the 4 flights which are available. You want to check 4 flights which are available. You want to check 3 flights. Click it, you're there. So all of this is not but pure data integration. And as Pankaj said, it's all about the quality of data which you are putting in. If you are putting in garbage, best of the best technology in the world is going to only throw garbage. Right? So it's all about how sensitive you are towards your data, and then let the technology do their part.
Yes.
Coming back to the question which Tanmay asked in terms of what one trend which you see is something which is not being addressed today, I would not say it is one trend, there will be a couple of things which I would like to address here. One very important thing is about negotiation, cost optimization. I think it becomes very difficult for people to imagine that how AI can help me in negotiation. I was discussing with Tanmay 2 days back, and we were telling everybody knows that negotiation is an art as well as science, right? So the science part is taken care of by the analytics. You have to prepare well, you have to study the data. When you go for the negotiation, you have to be absolutely clear about what are the strengths, weaknesses of the other party and all. That is the science out there. Art, when you are sitting across the table for negotiation, you have to understand the body language of the other party. You have to understand where he is becoming weak, where he is becoming strong. This is something where AI is not being explored today. And I gave an example to him. I was attending about 1 year back. You can imagine how technology is shaping up. 1 year back, there was a company, local company from Bangalore, who has developed an AI tool for the truckers, commercial vehicle drivers who are driving on the highways. They have put a camera, AI-built camera on the dashboard, and it senses the fatigue of the driver from the facial expressions or from whatever he is doing, and it gives an alarm. It will give a beep, okay? Or it will say that, okay, fine, you are tired, you need to park, or it will tell the control room, which is also attached, that, okay, my dear friend, you will have to ask your driver to take rest, something like that. What I am trying to say is this can be adopted for purchasing negotiation also. You know, these kind of inputs from an AI perspective can really help in terms of making our negotiation much more fruitful and much more efficient. Another thing which is there in terms of the forecasting ability. So today the forecasting is done by us, but in terms of all the data which we have, in terms of all the risk which can be there on the supply chain for the future, COVID was there. Every winters you have big snowfalls in US. You get a lot of issues in terms of the transit. Deliveries get delayed. You can have an earthquake, tsunami. These are all predictive analysis where the forecasting, which is coming from different areas, which is coming from weather, which is from geopolitical situations, is all getting fed into the AI tool, which can help you in terms of your supply chain optimization. That means this thing is coming, I need to build up inventory, I need to build up stocks. So there are many areas where AI can help purchasing and a procurement team to become better for the future. And I think the day is not far. I'm not talking about years now, it is months away, where within the procurement, many companies are very strongly working in terms of incorporating all these avenues and features into the tool so that you have very empowered and very strong digital platforms where you can interact and make purchasing much more efficient.
So I think Pankaj, you already nailed this by the way, because when you said that it's not years but months, but just said it's already there by the way. Like, so I'm not sure whether all of us are aware of this or not, but there is a philosophy, a lot of principle called as ceiling principle, wherein you actually rate the tech, how a digital agent is talking to a digital agent, vis-a-vis how a digital agent is talking to a manual agent or a human agent, right? Now, these two things, fascinating part of the principle is, do you actually realize if there's a difference that you're talking to somebody who's a digital agent or a human agent? And I'm so pleased and excited that they are seeing some demos already, wherein you really can't recognize that you're talking to a digital agent. So that's already there, Pankaj.
So, so considering the time and I think our times are so if there are some questions, we can use after the session. Yeah.
Talk about enabling their workers to because if you are not equipped with handling AI, I will be not that AI will IT mass. So from the perspective, I would like to ask, what is some of the best practices that you have followed or you suggest to the enterprises, primarily from the end user industry or the manufacturing side, which help their workers or any practice, how they can enable that kind of treatment or good question. Sorry, I I think to be people very cooperative. I think there is always a fear, as I mentioned, what technology taking abreast with the technology. Secondly, the technology side, they can be updated in terms of the data, what they are preparing. They can absolutely clear in terms of the vision, what the company has and they have to align with it. As leaders or each job is that we have to show a roadmap and we have to align not only our team, all our stakeholders also there, so that there is a buy-in, there is not a business to it. This is going to help moving forward in terms of driving the latest area of the so making people comfortable, making people absolutely clear about the data which is available. And data is important because it's forecasting.
Easy for your users. Allow them to play with it. Set up your LLM sandboxes. Excel. Taking the analysis out from your data. Right? Creating PPTs. Your workforce should see without a fear of failure. So they will start exploring ventures in which they want to use the data, want to automate, because nobody wants to spend time and just going to the data and still coming out and saying, oh, I did not a great job. Let the tech do the job for them. But they have to believe on that.
So, what other questions? If there are any other questions,
Very easy for the people. Because otherwise, I mean, we are loaded with software. See, for sales, we have Salesforce, we have picture, and then we have to give data to that, and then take production lines. We are already talking about smart IoT, Industry 4.0, and smart fields, and so many things are very easy. But in the days of everything, like online, this how you aligning all these things and making AI-enabled software to capture all those things and making it easy for other people.
So at Softwood, we have a little more integrated approach towards this specific set of problems. So what we do is the idea here remains the same, which is end of the day, people are talking about big AI solutions and how big AI or how bigger solutions are transforming industry. But no one is talking about small wins, small areas where you can implement and start getting knack is how I would put it for AI. And once you start doing it, once there is no fear of failure, it gets easy. And we are doing the same thing with all the companies. We are solving smaller problems first. We have solved bigger problems also. But whenever we are working with the company, we see what are the quick areas where one could see that okay, this is how AI can help me, and then we build on top of that. So this is our funda of doing this. This is how I would put it.
And you have to spend a lot of time with them, and you have to travel.
Yeah, yes, I mean we all not just the leaders, which is something that we have to do, but also the end users. Because if they are not using it, we can align all the people, but if there is no one to use it, it will fail.
And most of the digital projects they fail because people don't use it. Right. People have an inhibition towards going into the tool and using it, so they will continue using with their traditional methods. So these kind of things, talk about approach. Yeah. We have to start from the absolutely. Thank you.
So should we take one more?
One last question.
Yeah, one last question.
That is required for the applications are the basis of the whole application is based on the application and its analysis. So we see that this data it's a whole challenge. The question is how is what can we do for the one of to have access to that data which would really help them with the AI.
I think very good question. Your introduction, lady.
I'm a student.
Good. Uh, as you said, the data is lying with a couple of very big players, and it is very difficult to access that. I think it's not difficult. There are a lot of API tools which are available by which you can fetch those data. It is not somebody's proprietary, knowledge or intellectual property from that perspective. And I think why talk about data which is available in any kind of tool? For example, SAP, for example. You have a data which is available with you today in very traditional ways also. You have Excel available out there. You have your existing traditional methods by which it is only you need a tool by which you can fetch out the data, analyze the data, and put that into a specific template and format for the AI to work upon it. And I think Tanmay and software team, we had a discussion earlier also, when we were developing the cost track with them, getting the data from Excel or from different formats was very difficult. Now they have developed a bot, co-pilot kind of a thing, which will help extracting the data from different areas. Then we had developed the API tool from where the raw material indexation will work. So it is possible to extract the data. It is not that it is absolutely impossible. I don't see a challenge in terms of getting the data from somewhere and feeding it to the API.
I think Pankaj, you're right, and I think when you talked about proprietary data or big players holding up that data, so that data which you might be talking, I'm not sure about that, but probably that's something which is core to the business of those organizations, right? And I'm sure nobody would want to share that. But again, a beautiful tech intervention which is there, and I think you must be knowing the word RAG, R-A-G, right? Which allows the LLMs or the AI part of the world to only be restricted to the data which you really want to access. So let's say if you have some data and you want your LLM to just learn from that data only, you've got that facility, functionality available, right? If you want to go and take the learning out from the largest entire ecosystem, that's a great architecture that will build across, providing flexibility to organizations to code data, and then share out the relevant learning. It can be shared in the public, be available on the public domain.
So I think if we take any other question, we take this after the session. So thank you, Mr. Arjit, thank you, Mr. Pankaj, for taking out time, and thank you everyone who is part of that. And as a part of that, we like to give you